You're listening to Kate Palmer from sparkletart.com. Today I'm making a rainbow card. I'm using the Lindy Stamp Gang colour shots in Rhododendron Rose Red, Marigold Yellow Orange, Hottie Patootie Hot Pink, Bells of Island Green, Witch's Potion Purple, Magnolia Magenta Gold, and Bachelor Button Blue. I have a piece of Resist cardstock here, and this one is from Pink Paislee, and I've just edged the cardstock in black Copic because that goes over the Resist pattern and the card. I'm just going to scoop a little bit on here, so just making sure it takes at the top. Just scooping on here. Then moving on to the Marigold Yellow Orange. Just rinsing the little scoopy thing off in between. Making sure it sort of touches the red a little bit just here. I've got my colour shots mixed with a combination of water and liquid gloss medium from Yo Sonia's. So they're a little bit thicker than normal. Moving on to the Hottie Patootie Hot Pink. You can see where I'm going with this, can't you? Again, scooping a little bit out. Making sure it touches the yellow just there. Now this is why I try and keep the card flat. Doesn't always work. Next will be the Bells of Island Green. Witch's Potion Purple, Magnolia Magenta Gold, and lucky last, the Bachelor Button Blue. Now this next step is going to be a little bit messy, so make sure that you're working over something absorbent. Is something that's going to catch those colours. So I'm working over a craft mat here. That will work just fine. And the next step is to carefully make those colours run. Now some, like over here, will turn out a little bit different than what you thought they might. And you might even need to add some extra colour. So here the yellow just hasn't come out at all. So before I'm finished, I'm just going to add a little bit more yellow and perhaps a bit more pink since that's been overshadowed by the green there. And then again, tilt. Now there are a lot of people out there that love this drippy look. If you wanted to leave it like this, there is no reason that you can't. But I had more of a rainbow look in mind rather than rainbow drips. So if you're interested to see what I do, keep watching. Now there's one more step here. You need to grab a little bit of water and just spritz to make those colours run a little. Now you can spritz over the whole thing if you like. If you spritz close, it'll make the colours wick out into the surrounding resist paper. I like to let this sit here for a few seconds, but don't leave it for more than 20 because otherwise you'll end up having the colour bleed under the resist design. If you leave it there for just a little bit, you'll get darker runs of colour and paler areas where it's bled out into the cardstock. Now at the top here, I'm even going to spray a little bit more and try and encourage some of those colours to sort of run a bit. You can see that that's happening here. And again, tilt to make those colours run. Don't waste what's left. Mop up any excess with a tag that you might have on hand or some scrap cardstock. You can always use this beautiful coloured card later. This next step involves using a piece of folded paper towel to sort of wipe the colour across the Resist card. Just wipe down, following each colour from top to bottom. It's very important that you don't go across the colours or else you'll end up with mud. The next important thing is to make sure that you're using a clean section of paper towel for each colour, otherwise you'll end up transferring one colour to another, and again you'll get mud. On to the next. And the next. And off the edge. Now, if you've got any little bits that still have a bit of colour, you've already got most of the colour off now, so you can wipe a little bit more vigorously. In case I failed to mention previously, the Resist card from Pink Paislee comes already pre-printed with an embossed pattern. Each piece of cardstock has a different pattern. This one is one of my favourites. Now I've just got a baby wipe here, and I'm just going to dab at some of these Resist areas that have had the colour sitting on there for longer than the surrounds, because it's begun to dry a little. Now don't do this too much, otherwise you'll take off your beautiful sparkles, and that's of course not what any of us want to do. A baby wipe will just help those stubborn areas to release the colour that's stuck onto them. And you can now see how very quickly we've created a rainbow effects background. Of course, if you don't have the Resist cardstock from Pink Paislee, you can always create your own using a Versamark stamp pad, a bold stamp and some clear embossing powder. Just emboss your design before creating the coloured effect. And you can now see how we've created a gorgeous, sparkly rainbow effects background. I've chosen to finish my card quite simply to better show off the colours in my background. In each corner I've put some of these little black Say It With crystals from Prima. I've put a piece of ribbon from the paper Temptress and I've just doubled it across the top, and again a Prima leaf with some ribbon poking out. I've got this gorgeous Magnolia flower from I Am Roses, which I've coloured with my Copic markers. Stay tuned for that one, there's a clip next month showing how I've done this flower. I've coloured the Prima leaf with the Lindy Stamp Gang Starburst sprays in Bells of Island green. I love the way these leaves look. I've added a little stardust stickles to the centre of the flower, the edges of the petals, and some of the little sort of twiggy embellishments that you can see in the back there, the little brown embellishments. Isn't that leaf gorgeous? I have a spray of the little black bauble-y things. I think they're just called sprays. And I really like that this card is just so simple. It really allows that gorgeous background to show through. That shimmer on the background is really subtle because I've wiped some of it off, but it is also gorgeous. And there you have it, my finished Rainbow Resist card. I hope you've enjoyed this quick clip. I'll be back more soon with next. I hope you've enjoyed this quick card idea, and I'll be back soon with more. Thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye.